guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming to you with another makeup look, so let's get right into the video. Today I'm going to start off by priming my face with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. A really lightweight thin primer, and it has a little fragrance to it. So next I'll be going in with my Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. It has SPF 15 in it, and I am in the shade Golden. What I've noticed about this foundation is that it works better with smoothing primers versus mattifying primers. The product is already mattifying. I feel like it's grabbing the product, and the primer is grabbing at one another and kind of clinging to one another, so I feel like it makes it a little harder to blend. And also as it wears, I find that it kind of breaks up over time. So I feel like the smoothing primers work best. I think because this foundation is a little bit more lightweight, and I don't think it's very full coverage, light to medium coverage. I'm going to use my buffing brush instead to buff out that foundation. I can still see a little of my imperfections through this foundation. I don't think it's necessarily an issue, especially if it's just going to be something that you're going to be wearing every day. But if you are looking for a more full coverage look, I definitely think you can benefit from going in with a corrector or even spot concealing. Another thing is, what I do like to do if I want to conceal any of those imperfections, I do like to take my finger and dab a little bit of that foundation over those areas that just need a little bit more coverage. I think this is a really good foundation for blending with your fingers or your hands if you like to put your foundation on with your hands. It is quite sticky, but it does work well blending out with your hands. So I'm going to move forward with concealing, and I'm going to be concealing with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Caramel. And I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. So I just placed a little bit more of that NARS concealer on my chin and on my forehead, just because I want to balance it out, so I don't want my under eyes to be really bright and then nothing else is bright. So I just want to make sure that my center of my face is evenly brightened. So I'm gonna let that set. And then I'm gonna move on to my cream contour, which is in the Maybelline Master Contour Stick. This is in the shade Deep, and it has a dual side. One is for highlighting and one is for contouring. So I'll just be using that contouring side. I'm just going to be using my Precision Blush Brush by EcoTools. It's such a hard word. It's such a tongue twister, but I'm going to be using that to blend out my contour. Now I'm going to move forward with my Jordana Creamy Contour Stick. This is in the color Deep as well. I'm just going to be using this as a bronzer. This shade is just a little bit more warm than the Maybelline Contour Stick, and it's a little bit more on the, it has more of an orange tint to it, so that's why I like to go back in with this contour stick. Go back in with this contour stick to bronze. And I'm going to be using my blending and bronzing brush by Eco Tools. And now I'm just going to go ahead and blend out that concealer that I placed on my face, and we're going to move forward. I actually forgot to blend out my contour and bronzer on my nose. So now I'm going to go in and set everything, and I'm going to start off with setting my concealer first with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Before I do that, I am going to go ahead and blend out that concealer to make sure nothing has crease before I place that setting powder down, just so I won't set those creases. Anything else that you place on your face, it also makes it tacky. It kind of grabs onto the product and makes it tacky as well. Other products takes on that characteristic of the Bobbi Brown foundation and how sticky it is. I'm assuming that what happens is it kind of just melts into the Bobbi Brown foundation and then just kind of locks into that foundation. So you really want to make sure that you're setting everything and that you've placed any type of cream or liquid products down before you place down any powder products. As you can see, it's such a smooth base, such a nice finish. It does not look cakey. It looks very even and just flawless. I love this foundation, but you just really have to know how to work with it. It was a trial and error with this foundation, so definitely. So now I'm just going to go in and set my foundation. I'm going to be setting my foundation with the Black Radiance pressed powder. This is in the color Golden Cashews. And I'm just going to press that into the skin. And that has pretty much kind of gotten rid of that stickiness. Now I'm also going to set my bronzer, and I'm going to be setting my bronzer with the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer, and I have this in the color Cappuccino. Really been loving this bronzer, and it's very pigmented. I keep forgetting how pigmented it is, and I go in and I just literally tap my brush into that powder, and it just picks up so much powder. So now I'm just going to move on with highlighting my complexion, and I'm going to start off with a more subtle highlight. I do prefer using a subtle highlight first, so that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be using the LA Colors Makeup Contour Palette. I have used and abused this palette to no end, and I'll be taking and using this highlighting shade here with a fluffy brush. So now I'm going to go in and spotlight highlight. I'm going to be using a more intense highlighter, and this is by Maybelline, and it is the Master Chrome highlighter, and this is in the shade Molten Rose Gold. I love using this highlighter. I think I prefer a more rose gold highlighter. Not to say that I will not be using gold highlighters. I just really gravitate towards more of a rose gold nowadays. I'm going to be working with just a few eyeshadows today. I'm going to try to keep the makeup look simple, or the eyeshadow simple today. Okay, and I'll be starting off with Anastasia Beverly Hills Orange Soda. I'll be taking that into my crease with a fluffy blending brush. So next I'll be taking a Buxom palette that I customized, and I'll be taking this shade here, and I'll be placing that in my crease as well, directly into my crease. And I want to make sure that I'm bringing it into the inner corner as well, all the way to the inner corner. Now I just want to deepen up that crease, and I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Red Earth to deepen it up a little bit. This color is very similar to that Buxom color I just placed in the crease. If you can't tell, it's pretty similar. It's just a tad bit darker than that Buxom color, but I'm gonna be using that just to deepen up the crease just a little bit. going to move forward with cutting my crease, and I'm going to be using my Fiona Stiles concealer. This is in the shade number 6. It's the full cover perfect finish concealer, and I love using this concealer for either priming my eyes as well as for cutting my crease, because it's really soft. It's soft, and it has a nice paste to it as well. It's not too drying, so it's going to move across the eyelid perfectly without being too liquidy or dragging across my eyelid. So I'm going to be using that. I'm just going to be using a synthetic flat brush. So now I'm going to go back into that Buxom palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade on the very end and placing that in the inner corners on top of my crease that I carved out. And I have a tiny detailer brush, and I'm just going to take and spray that down with some of my Evian facial spray before I go and place that color down. I'm going to take this shade here. This is kind of like a goldish green, a golden greenish shade, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to place that on the center of my lid using that same detailed brush. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go back into that Buxom palette, and I'm going to be taking that more of a purplish shade here. I don't know if you can really see that pretty well, but I'm going to be taking that purple shimmer shade as well, and I'm going to be placing that on the outer corner. So now that I have those color sprays placed down, I think it's really pretty. But I want to go ahead and deepen up the outer corners just a little more with the shade Red Earth from ABH. So I still don't feel like my crease is deep enough for my liking, so I'm going to go in once more, and I'm going to be using a black shade, and I'm just going to deepen up the outer corners. Hey you guys, so I'm back. I have my liner on as well as I placed some mascara on. I did use the Benefit Bag Eyelash mascara. I love this mascara. It looks really good, and it just added a little oomph to my extensions as well as my lashes. So now I'm going to be moving on to the bottom of my lash line, and I'm just going to be placing those same colors that I placed on top on the bottom, and going from there. So I'm going to go in and line the lower lash on the outer corners with this Jordana dark brown pencil. I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting powder. This is the ABH and Amrezy collaboration, and I'm going to be taking that shade and placing it in the inner corner. Now I'm going to move on to my lips, and I'm going to be lining my lips with the Jordana lip pencil in the color Coco Loco. So now I'm going to take MAC's Velvet Teddy. This is just a trial size, and I'm going to be placing that all over my lips. Now I'm going to be taking Bronze Shimmer. This is also by MAC, and I'm going to be placing that in the center of my lips. Now I'm going to take another MAC lip product, and this is the MAC Lip Glass, and this is in the shade Fashion Punch, and I'm just going to be placing that in the center of my lips for a nice little gloss. So you guys, that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell twice just so you can be notified every time I make an upload, which is now on Fridays. So yes, you guys, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.